Hi, good morning, and welcome back to Creation Inspired Podcast. My name is Kristin Omdahl, and we're here live in Southwest Florida watching the sunrise over the buildings and the trees in the east. And this is the beautiful Gulf of Mexico behind me. It's a little bit stormy this morning. Looks like the rain is over, though. Let's hope that it stays over. The tide is coming in, so I may have to scoot up. We'll see. But in the meantime, I'll wait a few seconds for people to start joining me. I know some people come from pre-chat. Some people come from notifications to join live, and most people end up watching the recorded version, and that's okay too. Please feel welcome to say hello any way you like. Good morning, Grace. Thanks for joining live. Hi, Pamela. Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire Podcast. This is episode 553. Wow, isn't that a crazy number? Just crazy. Hi, Lucy. Thanks for joining live. I'm loving the stormy colors here this morning, too. Hi, Thea. Such a contrast to the shawl I'm working on, and I'll tell you more about that in a minute. Hi, Val, Cranji, and Diane, Petra. Yes, Grace, beautiful colors this morning. Pamela, I think the storm is over, actually. I think the storm was before I got up this morning, so it's wet everywhere outside. And the storm might be heading out, but it does look like it's coming from behind me. I agree. So I'm working on a new shawl in Biso Baby Yarn, colorway Burgundy, which is a gorgeous, gorgeous dark red color. It's a knit lace shawl, and it's a rectangular wrap that I just envisioned something to wear over your shoulders on an evening out, and it's knit. It's a very simple knit stitch pattern, and I'm crocheting fringe for the edge. So I'm doing a fringe that's very simple. So we're doing a little mini combination of knitting and crochet. There will be a tutorial video for it, and it's going to be a free pattern on my website, and it takes about 5 balls of Biso Baby yarn, so that runs you around $20 to make this beautiful, sexy evening wrap to wear on a date. It's going to be called the Rendezvous Knit Lace Shawl with Crochet Fringe, and it should be out in the next couple of days. Thanks, Grace. The pattern will have written instructions. It will also include what the multiple is for the stitch pattern if you want to adjust the width or the length. It's going to include a chart for the knit stitch pattern, and obviously there'll be a video tutorial as well. And you can buy the yarn in any color. In 28 beautiful colors, but this particular color is called Burgundy in Biso Baby Yarn. It's done on a size US 10 6mm set of knitting needles, which makes a beautiful lace in this number 3 DK weight yarn. But you could also, if you wanted to do this in Biso Sporty yarn, you could also do that. You would need 2 balls of Biso Sporty. If you wanted to go down to Biso Fine yarn, you could do it in Biso Fine or Biso Fine Bling yarn as well. And then you would need 1 ball of yarn for it. Pretty sure. I'll have all of those numbers specifically when I'm done. I'm still guesstimating because I'm, still working on it. I'm not sure exactly how much yarn the fringe is going to take until I'm done. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if you have been familiarizing yourself with the patterns, oh yes, Grace, it would make an amazing rectangular throw. In fact, that's a good idea to include in the pattern and figure out the yardage requirements for making a rectangular throw. That's an excellent idea. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Because it doesn't take very long to make. It didn't take very long at all to make the shawl, so to just make it wider, it would be a relatively quick throw as well. That's a great idea. Yes, definitely going to add that to the pattern information. So I'll actually write it out for a scarf version, a shawl version, and a throw version, including the yardage requirements for each one of those 3 sizes. Definitely. That's just a little math, and I love adding math to anything, so thanks for giving me another story problem. See who I'm missing names. Hi, Melissa and Sandra and Chris and Barbara. Thanks for joining live. Hi, Sandra. Happy Thursday, everybody. everybody. Welcome back to Create, Share, Inspire podcast. I don't know if you've noticed. Hi, Anna. I don't know if you've noticed, but I have scheduled a third podcast for tomorrow, and it's going to be a completely different format than I've ever done for the podcast before. Hi, Geraldine. Thanks for joining live. Hi, Thea. So if you're going to be around Friday, tomorrow, you might want to pop in and check it out. And all I'm going to say is it's going to be different than anything I've done before, but it's going to be a surprise. And I'm not going to share anything more than that at this point. So how's that? How's that for a big old tease? I don't know. Sometimes it's fun to have surprises. I think surprises are exciting. Hi, Chris. Yes, it does sound exciting. It's going to be totally different than anything I've ever done before in the podcast. And yeah, it's just going to be different. So it might be amazing. It might not. But you know what? It's definitely something that's very authentic to me. And it's me getting to show you another side of the method behind my madness. And oh, I'm sharing more stuff again. I was going to keep it a secret. Anyway, it's something that's authentic to me, and it's going to be completely different than anything I've ever done before. So hi, Anna. Thanks, Lucy. I'm glad you think it sounds like fun. So it will be live, but it will get recorded afterward as well. It's not going to be 30 minutes either. That's okay. There's my only secret. It's not going to be 30 minutes either. I know, when you get excited, you can't help yourself but spill the beans a little bit. You're right, Pamela. I'm going to try to keep my mouth closed about it now. But if you could join me tomorrow, it'd be really great. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Turns out I can't do this fringe without counting, which means I really can't do this fringe and talk. Bummer. I'll show you what the little bit that I have done looks like so far. Right, tie this one on. Okay, so on the short edges of the shawl, extending my working loop so that I don't unravel my work when I pick it up. I want to show you the size too, so I'll take my jacket off. So I really just wanted this to be, you know, that perfect size for draping over your shoulders if you're going out and wanting to wear it over a dress in the evening. That's why it's called the rendezvous shawl. Rendezvous is French for date. So you see, it's just something that you would drape over your shoulders, and just to add a little more weight along the edge, I'm adding this beautiful crochet fringe. I've only started it on the one side. I'll end up adding it to the second side before I'm done. You could pin it here. You could add a tie here if you wanted to. Yeah, it's not easy to work in the wind, Chris. It's not my favorite, that's for sure. But you can see it would totally cover your shoulders. If you wanted to wear it out, you could wear it down like that. And then also, it is big enough, especially once the fringe is added, that you could totally wear this as a scarf as well. And, like I said, it's not done yet, but it will be soon. It's also a good size. Get it right side facing real quick. It's also a great size if you wanted to make some sort of fastening to make it into shrug sleeves. Even if you just did one button right down here. And once the fringe is done, it's possible I could just tie a couple of the fringes together, and that's what I'm going to really showcase for more. It is knitted, Chris. The shawl is knitted, the fringe is crochet. So I think tying a couple of the fringes together would be great for converting this into sleeves if you wanted to wear it as a shrug. So you could do that as well. And if you really wanted to continue on and truly make it a specific shrug, you could sew up these as sleeves and then even pick up and knit or pick up and crochet a collar around the opening. Hi, Judy. So that's another option as well. I'm going to make it a little more variable. So I'm going to keep it as a flat rectangle with the fringe, and then I'll be able to convert it to a wrap, a shawl, a scarf, a cowl, or a shrug, just by placing different little pieces to secure it when needed. You could also wear it as a poncho. can turn it on its side like this. And you know, one of those little butterfly clips that we talk about all the time, you can easily do something like that. Well, it's so hard to show you this in the wind. But yeah, it would totally work for a poncho as well. And once it's done, and I have those little accessories with me, I'm going to be able to show you how to wear this piece in all those different ways, which will be so much fun too. You know how much I like that. Yes, Grace, so versatile, like all my patterns, absolutely. And that comes from a love of two things, spatial math and fashion. And maybe budget-minded fashion. I really like to be able to take one piece and wear it a bunch of different ways instead of having to keep 10 pieces. I think that that's very interesting and challenging too. Oh, the wind is wreaking havoc on my yarn over here too. My ball of yarn is literally blowing all over in the wind. Look at this. I think it's time to wind it into a little ball. Thank you, Amber. I love the color too. It's called Burgundy. If you're looking to buy it, it is one of the 28 gorgeous colors of Be So Baby yarn. It's my number 3 DK weight milk fiber yarn. It is baby soft, hence the name Be So Baby yarn. And this is color Burgundy, but it comes in lots and lots of gorgeous colors, including solid black. So if you wanted to make a black shawl to wear out at night, this would be a beautiful shawl to make in black too. I would just recommend that you use light colored needles and have good lighting if you're going to make something in black. I absolutely love black yarn, and I love finished black lace and finished black items, but darker colors can be challenging in low light, so you want to keep that in mind when you're knitting or crocheting with dark colors. You want to make sure that you have a good contrast between your tools and your yarn, and you also want to make sure you have proper lighting, which can be accomplished with daylight, outdoor light, natural light, LED lights. Hi, Edna. Or that wonderful Bright Tech magnifying lamp that we know and love. There's a link to it in the bottom of this video description. If you need a good light for crocheting and knitting at night, it has a magnifying lens and amazing LED lights in it. I have a couple of them at home. I've done some reviews on it before, and if you want more information about it, there's a link to the Bright Tech shop in the video description below. Really great for knitting with dark color, knitting or crocheting with dark colors at night. All right, my ball is wind friendly now. Get scared when it starts blowing in the wind, because you know the wind isn't being careful with it, and yarn is so easy to tangle. When you think about it, it's this skinny tiny little string, and we carry miles of it in balls, and it's amazing that it doesn't get more tangled than it does. And it really is important to be mindful of knots as soon as you see them and know the different ways to handle them. Number 1, never pull on a knot. Number 2, always have patience. And number 3, if you don't have patience, walk away from it until you do. Those are the 3 most important rules of untangling knots. Absolutely. Does anybody have any questions for me? It is so windy here this morning. The waves, I think it's time to move before I get wet. What do you think about that? That water is coming pretty close. So I'm going to move the camera, move my shoes and my bag, and then move my towel. Well, that's probably not enough. Let's do it a little bit more. We've got a few minutes to go. Yeah, I was getting a little too close for comfort, and I don't want a wet bum before I go home. And I don't want to scream into the camera and scare everybody either. Okay. That should give us a little time. Although, do you guys remember, does anybody remember back in the early days of the podcast when I did get wet a couple of times and I screamed? It was pretty funny too. I mean, after 553 episodes, we've seen a few silly things happening on the beach, haven't we? I mean, even doing some podcasts from home, I mean, the majority of the podcasts have been at the beach. Okay, someone's asking me what I'm making. I am working on a knit lace shawl that I started when I was traveling to Cleveland last week. So I cast this on when I got to the airport Wednesday morning, and I bound, when did I bind off? Friday when I got home, I think. I worked on this on my 2 solid knitting days on my 2 travel days, and I think by Saturday, maybe by Saturday, I was able to bind off. I did block the shawl so that I could see the cast on and bind off edge well, because I wanted to be able to crochet fringe into each of those cast on and bind off stitches. And so the final step now is to, yes, Edna, there will be a pattern. I have to finish the shawl first, but the pattern is coming. It will be available on my website, and there will be a video tutorial for it as well to teach you how to knit the super simple shawl. The pattern will include written instructions, multiple repeats, the chart, and information on how to alter the pattern to make a scarf, a shawl, or a throw. And there will be yardage requirements for all 3. This is done in Miso Baby yarn, which is my number 3 DK weight yarn, and this color is called Burgundy. I chose this color because I just envisioned styling this as a date night shawl, and I thought this beautiful dark red burgundy would be beautiful over a black dress with beautiful lipstick to match. So that is where the name comes from. That was the inspiration to even cast it on in the first place. And what I'm really excited to show you is, yes, it's called Rendezvous. It's just not out yet. It'll be out in the next couple of days. What I'm really excited to show you, oh yeah, Melissa, in the wind you can really see how beautiful it drapes too. Especially with the fringe, that weight of the fringe is really wonderful. So what I was going to say is, once it's done, I'm so excited to do a video to show you how many different ways you can wear this as well. So the pattern will come with scarf, shawl, and throw instructions, but I'm going to show you like 5 different ways that you can wear this rectangular wrap with sewing or buttons or not banana clips, butterfly clips, or any other type of accessory. I'm going to show you how to style it in a bunch of different ways. And you know how fun that is, right? I love doing it, you love watching it, and we all love being able to use our items in more than one way. So, yay, so excited about that. Does anybody have any other questions about it? It's not difficult. So even if you've never done a lace project before in knitting, the stitch pattern is not very difficult. It's a 4-row repeat, and it's only stitch pattern repeat on the right side rows. The wrong side rows are just purl, so it ends up being only 2 pattern rows to repeat. So relatively simple in the lace making world. And then for those of you just joining now and asking about the shawl, I'm assuming you also didn't hear what I talked about earlier then either, so I should repeat it. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. If you haven't noticed yet, I've added a 3rd podcast to the schedule this week. Tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, I'm doing a 3rd live podcast this week, and it's going to be very exciting and very different. Well, I don't know. Exciting is subjective. It's exciting to me. I hope it's exciting to you too. I'm going to do the podcast completely different format than I've ever done before. So the 554th episode of the podcast is going to be different. But really cool, completely different, definitely authentic to me. And I'm excited to share it with you. So if you can join me tomorrow morning, that would be great. If you can't, once the live stream is done, it'll still be recorded, and you can pick up and watch it another way over the weekend as well, or anytime. Yep, another surprise, Edna. Surprise coming tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. And I'm super excited, and it's not going to be 30 minutes, and it's going to be different, and it's authentic to me, and that's all I'm going to share about it. I'm trying to keep my mouth closed, and it's hard. I'm excited, so I want to tell you, but I want to keep it a surprise because I love surprises, and I love giving surprises to other people because I love receiving surprises. So there, that's it. I'm trying. It's hard. All right, yay! Carly's excited too. Great. Hi Judy, thanks for joining live. Happy Thursday, everybody. Does anybody have any other questions for me? What am I crocheting? I'm crocheting fringe onto the edge of a brand new knit lace shawl pattern that will be out in the next couple of days. It's going to be called the Rendezvous Shawl, and I'll have more information about the shawl, the pattern, and all of that in the video in the next couple of days. I'm doing crochet fringe. I'm doing it similar to the Minka cowl from 52 Crochet Gifts, doing a chain 15, single crochet into the third chain from the hook, and then chain 12. So what it's giving us is a chain 25 space with the equivalent of a chain 25 loop with a chain 3 picot in the center of it, so it sits like a little bead at the bottom down there. I debated adding beads to the fringe and then just decided to stick to it being a little more simple. You could absolutely add a bead to the chain 3 picot. You could add beads throughout the fringe. You could add beads to the shawl itself even. If anybody wants more information on what size beads or whatever, we can always get to that on another show, but I thought just the weight of the fringe was going to be so beautiful for the shawl and also a little bit sexy as well. I think fringe is a little bit sexy because of the movement, and this is called the Rendezvous Shawl. It's inspired by the color of the yarn, which is the color of one of my favorite colors of lipstick, and I just envisioned this being a beautiful shawl to wear over your shoulders over a black dress on a night out on the town. Do I have any videos on how to add beads? Yes, Petra, I have lots of videos on how to add beads to projects. You can search that on my website or on my YouTube channel. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yes, Carly, fringe that does not require the yarn to be cut first is my absolute favorite way to wear fringe because it doesn't get compromised through wear and through washing. I want my projects to last a lifetime, and the more I can do, the more, I'm trying to count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and anything that I can do to be mindful of keeping things lasting a long time is important to me. So there are a couple of reasons to do cut fringe, and that's when you want the yarn to fray, right? So like I've done some bags where we've done that before, and it's amazing, and I do that specifically for a specific reason. But when I'm putting fringe on a shawl, many times I don't want it to fray, and I want it to stay in this perfect shape for a very long time. And the best way to do that for me is Austin. Hi Kim, thanks for joining live. Austin, we'll get back to your question in a second. What was I saying? Well, I guess go back to the general. I can't remember, I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I want things to last a long time, and the best way to make fringe last a long time is to not compromise the yarn by cutting it. So I've got lots of videos on different ways to do this, different ways to add crochet chain, different ways to add twisted fringe. I have a knitted version and a crochet version, and they're all videos here on my YouTube channel. So if you just want to search the word fringe here on my YouTube channel, you'll learn a whole bunch of amazing ways to add fringe to items, many of which do not require cutting yarn. I do have other tutorials as well for adding tassels and different things too. Hi Mao, hi Carmen, thanks for joining live everybody. Okay, Austin was asking about designing, and I do have stuff coming up very soon about designing, which brings me back to other new stuff. We do have a third podcast scheduled tomorrow. It's going to be totally different than any of the podcasts we've done in the past, and I'm really excited to share it with you. If you can join me live tomorrow morning, that'd be fantastic. If you can't, that's okay. It'll be recorded once it's done being live, so that'll be episode 554. I love fringe too, Kim. And yeah, so if you want to search fringe here on my YouTube channel, you'll find lots of tutorials on different ways to add fringe to knitting and crochet. And tassels and all sorts of fun stuff. Does anybody have any other questions? Lots of great questions today, everybody. Uh, 13, 14, 15. Kim is asking what size hook I'm using. I am using a 5.5 millimeter or an I9, which is slightly smaller than the size knitting needles I used for the shawl. Hold on one second. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I thought this was going to be so easy to do while talking, and it actually is very difficult to do while talking because it is constant counting. Anyway, so I did a US 10 or 6 millimeter set of knitting needles. It's a number 3 DK weight yarn called Be So Baby yarn. You can find it on my website for $3.99 a ball. This is colorway burgundy. I used US 10 6 millimeter knitting needles, and I'm using an I9 or 5.5 millimeter crochet hook for the fringe. Thanks, Carly. I love my crochet hooks too. Yes, you can find my crochet hooks on my website too. They come in a wonderful kit that includes a bunch of sizes, and it includes tape measure, great pair of sharp scissors, yarn needle, a whole bunch of split ring stitch markers, and a yarn and a needle threader. Lots of great tools in there. And it comes in a great mesh bag, storing all of them too. You can find that on my website. There's links to my website in the video description below. Thanks, Sancho. I'm so glad you like my tool set. That's awesome. All right, well, I'm going to set this down then. And I only grabbed one notebook this morning. I only grabbed notebook number 6. So let's... Oh yes, Austin, we can talk more about designing in other videos too. That's a great idea. I would love to help people developing new businesses. That's a great idea. We'll come back to that on another episode or another video of some kind. So we've got volume 6 or volume 1, issue 6 of Create, Share, Inspire Notebook. We have 7 issues available on my website and on Amazon all over the world. And the first 5 issues are also available in Spanish on my website and on Amazon all over the world. So let me randomly pick a quote. I missed a really long question just now, so whoever wrote the very long question, please feel welcome to re-ask it in the recorded version of the podcast when we finish, because there I will be able to I will get notifications of those comments and will be able to answer you if I can. Okay, I landed randomly on a page while I was looking up, so I know I couldn't even have cheated if I wanted to. The only reason why I cheat sometimes at this is because I think it's something we just finished reading. Anyway, this is by Buddha. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, faithfulness the best relationship. I actually think we read this one very recently too, but man, is there ever a day where this isn't important to hear. This is one of those types of quotes that you could actually have a reminder on your bathroom mirror every morning to just remind you of what's really important. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. So health is the greatest gift. A gift is something that you have no control over, right? So you can be grateful for having it as a gift. Contentment the greatest wealth, because contentment is choice. So it's a choice, you earn it, and that's what makes it a wealth. And faithfulness the best relationship. Yes, faithfulness is absolutely the best relationship, no question in the world. So thank you, Buddha. Health is the greatest gift, contentment the greatest wealth, and faithfulness the best relationship. Thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to spend a few minutes here with me. I hope you enjoyed the sunrise, the beach, the beautiful colors, the sound of the waves, my show and tell, my sneak peeks, even my tease. So please don't forget to join me tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. for episode 554 of Create, Share, Inspire podcast. And I've got a surprise and a treat for you tomorrow morning. Let us make time to create, share, and inspire today and every day. Have a wonderful day, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and I have a video premiere coming out in I think 2 hours too. So if you want to come back in a couple hours, we can go over a linked stitch hat together called the Belinda hat from 52 Crochet Gifts, my brand new book. Okay, that's it. Bye.